Hi again then guys, and welcome to episode 37 of Tour of Japan, the review series for the JGTC machines of Gran Turismo. And in this particular episode we're featuring one of the two Nissan 350Z Super GT machines that are on the game. We've already featured one of them, the premium model. This is of course the non-premium. This is the Team Motul Pitwork Z from 2004. It's been on the game for quite a while now, first introduced on Gran Turismo 4, if I remember correctly. And this is a very interesting model. It has some very particular and very good advantages over some of the other GT500 cars, and also actually over the premium model of the Fair Lady Z. Now the premium model is a pretty expensive car. It's 200 grand more than this model. 950,000 for the premium, 750,000 for the non-premium. So to be honest, even if they were exactly the same, this car would instantly be a better deal, despite the fact that of course it doesn't have a fully detailed interior. Now both cars use 3-litre engines, and both can be fully tuned to 933 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful Super GT cars in the game. Interestingly though, the non-premium car that you see here has significantly more torque than the premium version. A lot more, almost 100 pound-feet more in fact. The premium car puts out just over 780 foot-pounds of torque compared to this car's whopping 860, which again is one of the highest of the Super GT class. As if that wasn't enough, this car is also lighter than the premium model. The premium model weighs in at 1100 kilos. This model is 1080 kilos, making it one of the lightest of the GT500 class cars. The PP is, strangely enough though, slightly lower, which I would say is a good thing, as I've mentioned before. The PP on this car is 663 compared to the premium's 668. And finally, this car also puts out more horsepower per tonne at 864 compared to the premium's 848. So for torque, weight, power to weight and price, this car is superior to the premium model, and it breaks even for power. So you see why I said this car is a pretty good deal. But what does it drive like? For one thing, why is it cheaper? Because that's generally not a good sign, especially in racing cars. If a car is cheaper, there's generally a reason. And also, why, with its superior spec, why is the PP lower? Well, as far as the price, the only thing that I can think of as far as why this particular car is cheaper is just the fact that it's a non-premium. That's pretty much the only thing I can think of, because it's a brilliant car. And I'm not even a fan of the Fair Lady Z of this generation, but I have to admit, it's an excellent all-round Super GT machine. One of the best, in fact, I would say. So the only logical explanation as to why it's 200 grand cheaper is that it's a non-premium. Now, as far as the PP, that's a bit harder to explain, because I'm not exactly sure why the PP is lower. It has the same power, more torque, and less weight. So surely the PP should be even higher, perhaps even over 670, but for whatever reason, it's not. And I think that's kind of inaccurate. I'm not angry about it, because as I've said before, having a lower PP is never a bad thing. But the PP is not lower because this is a less competitive machine, that's for sure, because this car is fantastic. I would say it actually handles better than the newer version. I'm sure there are people who would disagree with that, but obviously that's my opinion, that this car handles better. It feels to me like it has significantly more grip than the premium model. I also happen to think it looks slightly better, but that's kind of irrelevant from a performance point of view. And it's also from what I've seen anyway, one of the lesser used models. In fact, both of the Fair Lady Zs don't seem to get as much use in the JGTC category from most players. I think it's one of those cars which, especially being a Nissan, can kind of get lost in the mass of cars that are available in that dealership. There are so many Skylines and GTR, Super GT machines available that you can kind of forget or not even notice the Fair Lady Z just snuggled in there. It's in a relatively understated colour as well, so I think many people just forget about the car. But if you're looking for an extremely strong all-round Super GT car, this is a great one to go for, as long as you don't mind it being a non-premium. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.